Hey, this is the World Advice Channel 2. What I want to talk about today is the topic of why the gay community is ruining the left, okay? When it comes to affecting the left's ability to actually get votes, um, and not just votes, but be influential in our society, okay? Which, of course, might come as a very hot take to a lot of people, but it's the honest truth, okay? Which I'm going to be discussing in this video in a clear and simple way so anyone can understand it, okay? So now that I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to why the gay community is ruining the left wing party, to be quite honest with you, the issue is not necessarily the fact that they want to live the lifestyle they want to live. If you want to be gay, whether lesbian or just simply gay, like male on male, whatever, that is your choice. That is something you decided. There's nothing anyone in the world can do to stop that from happening but you, okay? You made that choice. If you want to make that choice, whether I approve of it and most people approve of it is not important. It's a decision you made, okay? That is the truth, okay? So in other words, okay, if you make that decision, then go ahead, live the lifestyle you want to live. But at the same time, when you're going around trying to force your views on other people, that is when it becomes problematic, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? That is the honest, very, 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 very truth about this situation, okay? And that's the reason why so many people hate the gay community nowadays. If you want to be gay, that's your own freaking choice. That's your own prerogative, okay? No one cares anymore, okay? The days when people were trying to tell people, okay, you are not going to be gay and this and that, whether you like it or not, that's done. That's a long time ago, okay? That no one even thinks like that. Even the homophobes, I don't even think the homophobes, like I was saying before, think like that anymore. No one cares. It's your choice you made. That's a lifestyle you're a part of, and you just have to figure out what you're gonna do with it, okay? That's the honest truth here, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you, that's your choice. If you want to live that way, that's the way you want to live, and that's ultimately your choice, okay? But the issue is when you're going around, which a lot of the gay community have been doing, and trying to force their views on other people, whether it could be going to, schools, and stuff like that, and supporting systems in general through, of course, the government, to teach young people that it's okay to be gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. If you feel these types of feelings sexually, even for little kids, and we're talking about like 5, 10 and stuff, to be quite blunt and honest with you, it's okay to be that lifestyle, which is not appropriate. Because young people, of course, are still young. They don't even know what's really going on around them, in honesty, to be honest with you. Um, for that matter, okay? The truth of the matter is they need to, of course, you know, figure that out when they're a lot older. And it's a very deep personal choice, which, whether you want to admit it or not, there definitely are downsides to being a part of that lifestyle, okay? There's a lot of issues that a lot of people in the gay community are aware of, but they don't say, okay, for that matter, okay? They don't say the stuff publicly, but there is a lot of issues with it, that lifestyle, whether it could be things like it prevents individuals from being able to distinguish between who's a friend and a lover, since people in general, of course, tend to be around people who have the same commonalities. So if you're like a male, I'm probably gonna have more male friends because obviously, well, I have more in common with males than I have with females. And if you're a female, you're more likely to, of course, have female friends because you have more in common with females than you do with males, okay? That's honest truth here, okay? So obviously, as a result, it most of your friends, of course, are going to be of the same sex, which can be problematic if you're attracted to people of the same sex. You can have, which can create a lot of arguments and a lot of issues and so on and so forth. Let alone, there's other issues related to that lifestyle, such as it makes it easier for people to distinguish between what is sexually moral and what's sexually immoral. And there's a lot of problems with it, okay? To be honest with you, okay? Let alone the idea that okay, I might do something and I might not be happy with what I did and I can't take it back. There's a lot of issues with it, okay? Which is why we need people who are old enough, like from the teens to 20s, to figure out if this is a life decision they want to make, not young people who, can't even, decide for that matter, what they even want to be when they grow up for that matter, okay? And are always switching their ideas every few months for that matter, okay? So in short, these young people are not obviously at that age, at least from 5, 10 to 12 and stuff, able to really make such hard decisions, okay? So in short, to answer your question, absolutely they shouldn't be doing that, let alone the fact of the matter that a lot of them are promoting having gay people, lesbian, bisexual, homosexual in media. Like for example, nowadays you can see advertisements with two men who are obviously lovers, and even commercials with two men kissing. What the hell does that have to do with the gay rights? You know, you know, to be honest with you, what does gay rights have to do with any of that shit? Okay, that's the honest truth here. Gay rights is you being able to live the lifestyle you live without having to deal with persecution. People, of course, like back in the days, following you, saying they're gonna beat you up or murder you, or people saying that, oh, if you're gay we won't allow you into our business and all that type of stuff. That is what discrimination is, okay? But trying to force your views and opinions on other people, that's not discrimination, because that's something people have the right to decide, okay? Especially in a society where the predominant majority of people are heterosexual. If we have a society of people that are predominantly heterosexual, why do I have to see an advertisement with two men kissing? What the fuck does that have to do with gay rights? To be quite blunt and honest with you. And this is why so many people hate the modern left nowadays, because, you know, to be quite blunt and honest with you, because they keep on promoting this shit that people don't fucking care about. Like, why do we have to live in a world where I have a commercial with two men kissing, when I have, like, when someone, for example, to be honest with you, has a kid that has to see that shit, a male kid specifically. Like, why do people want to see that if they don't want to see that? Respect people's choices, okay? And that's what the gay community as a whole, I know there's a lot of smart, intelligent gay people for that matter who are not like that, but on a collective level, like the organization, the LGBTQ organization, to be honest with you, for that matter, which is what I'm referring to when I mean the gay community, that is what I'm talking about. And that's why so many people fucking hate them so much, to be honest with you. And when it comes to the organization, not necessarily gay individuals, I don't blame them. Why the hell are they doing this shit? For that matter, let alone why is the left promoting this type of stuff to people? And that's why so many people are leaving the left, which is not good, because for people of color, Latinos, and blacks and other groups, but specifically, of course, blacks, to be honest with you, we have to rely on the left. The left protects us from the racist right. And not just the racist right creating rules that discriminate against us, but even straight up police brutality for that matter, specifically, of course, for black people. Okay? That's the honest truth here. We need to keep these things in mind. And the truth of the matter is, when the left, the radical left, the woke left to be more exact, versus the old school left, pre 2016 era left, okay, for that matter, promotes these things, the woke left, for that matter, does these things, it just makes it more likely people are not going to vote for the left, which leaves us way more open to, of course, people of color being discriminated against, which is not very good at all. And that is the honest truth here, to be quite blunt and honest with you, for that matter. So in reality, the honest truth is, this is the problem with the gay community, and we need to, as a society, speak the honest truth here. The way they're doing things, and not just the way they're doing things, when it comes to the messages they're putting out there, but also, of course, the things they're trying to push politically as well. To be honest with you, some of the stuff is just absolutely ridiculous. for that matter, it's just absolutely insane, for that matter. Like, that's right there the reason why nobody really likes, you know, the gay community. And in all honesty, in regards to them, of course, the organization, I can't blame them. Okay, and they're ruining the left and creating a culture that just, that just creates a lot of problems, and is the reason why everyone's leaving the left, and that is the honest truth here. So that is the reason why I believe the gay community is destroying the left. All I have to say to end this video off is that we're going to have a serious discussion with this, to resolve this issue, because it's been going on a very long time, and there's a lot of people of color, specifically black people, who need to rely on the left, for that matter, for their very survival. And the truth is, the left is definitely going to have to stop this shit. And that is the honest truth, okay? There's a difference between gay rights and this foolishness, and that's all I have to say.